Basic steps in the research process. Step 1. Identity and develop your topic. Select a topic can be the most challenging part of a research assignment. Selecting a topic within the parameters set by the assignment. Select a topic of personal interest to you and learn more about it. Select a topic for which you can find a manageable amount of information. Step 2. Do a preliminary search for information. Before beginning your research in earnest, do a preliminary search to determine whether there is enough and to set the context of your research. Step 3. Locate materials. With the direction of your research now clear to you, you can begin locating materials on your topic. There are a number of places you can look for information. For example, Google, Yahoo, magazines, newspaper, and etc. Step 4. Evaluate your sources. This step is especially important when using internet resources, many of which are regarded as less than reliable. Your instructor expects that you will provide credible, truthful, and reliable information, and you have every right to expect that the sources you use are providing the same. Step 5. Make notes. Be sure to document all the sources you consult, even if there is a chance you may not use the particular source. Step 6. Write your paper. The next step is the rough draft, wherein you get your ideas on paper in an unfinished fashion. This step will help you organize your ideas and determine the form your final paper will take. Step 7. Let your sources property. It gives proof credit to the authors of the materials used, and it allows those who are reading your work to duplicate your research and locate the sources that you have listed. The final step in the process is to proofread the paper you have created. Read through the text you check for any errors in spelling, grammar, and function. Make sure the sources you use are cited properly. How to write a research paper. First is title. The title should be brief but must be appropriate for the content, informative and clear. Second, authors. All your co-workers who have made significant scientific contributions to the paper should be included as co-authors. Third, abstract. The abstract concisely states the objectives and scope of research and summarizes the results and principal conclusion gained in your research work. Fourth, introduction. The introduction is a critical part of your paper because it introduces the reasons behind your paper's existence. Fifth, methods. The methods section provides sufficient detail of theoretical and experimental methods and materials used in research work. 6. Results. The results section presents the facts, finding of the study by effectively using figure and tables. 7. Discussion. In the discussion section, present your interpretation and conclusion gained from your findings. You can discuss how your findings compare with other experimental observation or theoretical expectations. 8. Conclusion. The conclusion section summarizes the important results and impact of the research work. 9. Acknowledgement. The acknowledgement section is to recognize financial support from funding bodies and scientific and technical contributions that you have received during your research work. 10. References. The references section lists prior works referred to in other sections. It is vitally important from an ethical viewpoint. 10 steps for writing research papers. Step 1. Select a subject. Choose your subject carefully, keeping in mind that amount of time you have to write the paper, the length of the paper, your intended audience, and the limits of the resources. Step 2. Narrow the topic. The topic of the paper is what you want to say about the subject. To narrow the topic, you need to read background articles about your subject in encyclopedias and other general references. Step 3. State the tentative objective or thesis. Before you begin your research for your paper, you need to compose a thesis statement that describes the viewpoint you are going to express and support in your paper. Step 4. For a preliminary bibliography is a list of potential sources of information. Step 5. Prepare a working outline. A working outline is important because it gives order to your note-taking. Step 6. Start taking notes. After you have gathered your materials and prepare a working outline, you start to take notes. But remember, you need to write your notes on index cards. Step 7. Outline the paper. For example, one of the topics from our sample working outline might be subdivided like this. Religious beliefs of the ancient Greeks. First, ceremonies. Second, feelings about death. Third, deities. Steps 8. Write the rough draft. After you have completed your final outline, you can begin to write your rough draft. It is important to remember that this rough draft will be revised. Step 9. Edit your paper. When you have finished the rough draft, read through it again and revise it. Step 10. Write the fine draft. The final draft of your paper should be typed and must include citations and a bibliography. Before handing in your paper, be sure to proofread it for any medical errors.